Hi, I'm Bran. They did it, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax. I am so excited for this episode. I'm liking When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Dan. I do despise When Calls the Heart, but I don't despise telling you I told you so. And this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello there, everybody.
Oh, boy.
It's great to be here.
Just a ho-hum week of When Calls the Heart. Am I right, gang?
That's right. Only one more episode. Can you believe it? One more episode of season 10. Boy. And we're gonna be, Jax. We're gonna watch it together. We'll be live on.
We're live streaming.
We'll be live on all the socials at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Watch it on your own screen, and then watch us.
Watch it. And during the commercials, we'll be talking the whole
in real time, and then we'll record the episode live.
That's right.
We actually, had we known, could have done this last night too, but this came faster than I thought.
I will say this: had we known how big of a season this was, we really, from a pure business perspective, should have done it every week for the last 6 weeks. Like not like it would have been a pain, but from a pure business perspective,
should have done it.
Like literally, as soon as it ended, we got messages going, "Can't wait to hear your take," and I'm like, "We'll see you Thursday."
I watched this episode at 5:15 in the morning this morning.
Grief.
My kid woke me up, and I was like, I'm going to just throw it on, and then I'm sure I'll turn it off and then watch the rest of it later. If anybody's wondering if it hits at 5:15.
Yeah, does it hit?
It hits at 5:15.
It hits.
Oh,
The photo that you posted in Instagram stories, I was like, ooh, Nelly, it hit him.
It hit me. But let's do our due diligence here, and I don't know, do the show. I don't know. Jax, you're coming to Greenville, bud. Are you excited?
I sure am. I cannot wait to come to Greenville. I'm gonna see if I maybe can work it so that I barely use my hotel room at all. I'm going to try and stay up all night. We'll see how it goes.
That's what Brian Harold says he's going to try to do. He's going to try to stay up all night. You're going to want that hotel room on Saturday night, though. If you don't, then we're going to, you need to let me know right now.
Oh, wait a minute. Saturday night, I'm allowed to sleep.
Yeah. We're done
I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're going, when do you get in?
Oh, she gets in pretty early.
Friday.
Yeah,
you get in on Friday.
Before noon on Friday.
Before noon.
And you're saying you're going to come
and stay up for 40 straight hours?
No. I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in, and then when it kicks off at like 8 p.m. on Friday.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's when I'm going to try and stay up until
So you're going to get to the hotel, go straight to your room, try to get a couple hours in beforehand. That's a good.
Absolutely.
That's a good
way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to stay up for 48 hours. Now, that would be ridiculous.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy talk. Go ahead.
No.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry. No, I had nothing significant to say. The mic cut out. No, I'm very excited. Maybe, I guess if Brian sleeps, then I'll sleep. But
wow.
I don't think Harold's going to sleep.
If Brian sleeps,
he's been
I'll
pretty
sleep.
Confident. And what's wild is that Brian and I, the only two OGs that have done it every year, are like, I'm sleeping. Like,
I'm gonna try. At the very least, I'm gonna take the 4 hours.
I'm gonna go and pop it. Yeah.
I am not good at sleeping in general.
I'm great at sleeping.
But especially in a high pressure scenario where it's like, hey, you have to sleep now or else you won't.
Yeah.
The pressure of having to sleep is gonna make me not be able to sleep.
Typically, if we do a show, even if we just record it in the studio, I can't go to sleep right after I've done a show.
Right.
I've got to unwind and process. And so I don't think I'm going to get much sleep, but I'd love to get a couple hours.
Guys, I am wearing my Philo socks today that have
they're adorable.
That have ears on them.
Yeah.
We gave away a bunch of these at Christmas Con Kansas City, and I guess we'll just see what happens in New Jersey. And I would just say, let's start the campaign. Let everyone know just how excited you are to see Deck the Hallmark at Christmas Con.
That would be great if you could
Oh
share
my gosh,
that
I'm thrilled to see you.
on the socials. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about When Calls the Heart.
Be paying you to be there.
What's that?
Yeah.
I'm so excited they should be paying you to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about When Calls the Heart. When Calls the Heart, season 10, episode 11. Long time running. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And it went a little something like this. Lucas is running for governor, or is he? Because I thought he was, and then it turns out he was not yet. So scratch that, reverse it. Elizabeth is getting nervous, though, because Lucas is doing a lot of press about how they should vote for the other candidate that's running for governor, which is not him. She asked Lucas if they could find some time to talk, and he's like, yes. And then they try some cake, and they don't agree on the cake. So, tough times.
Break up!
Hey, come on. Lee and Bill are working together to plan Lucas's bachelor party, golf, poker, dart, a night for men. That's what I think they're getting at. I think that anybody can do any of those things. Bill got an injunction to halt any water diversion. Again, that is his sentence. I know 30% of those words, but I did want to put them out there to the world. The governor could veto it, but probably won't until after the election. Elizabeth and Nathan have another heart-to-heart. This time about the magic of Hope Valley. Just kiss already. They get word that the other candidate that's running for governor just dropped out. That's weird, huh? Lee and Rosemary start making calls trying to figure out what's going on. The Hot Springs tourist, he's still there, tracks down Lucas and says that the party that he has, just to catch people up to speed, the Hot Springs tourist up until about a week ago worked for the governor. He no longer does. He now apparently works for the party that the governor's running against. He says the party wants Lucas to run. Robert's alive.
Roberts?
And unfortunately, he's there and tells Bill that Bernie and his men are back to work already.
Bernie.
Lucas asks Elizabeth if she's okay with him running, and she says if that's what he wants, I'm okay with it. It's for the future of Hope Valley. Yeah. Frickum and May have stuff going on in this episode. All right.
Oh.
As if Gowan couldn't get any hotter, he is put on baby duty for baby Goldie, and he picks up baby Goldie and he is singing to baby Goldie, and boy oh boy, Gowan for president or governor. Actually, now that I think about it, he could run for governor. Elizabeth starts to realize that a win for Lucas means a move to the governor's mansion in Capital City. Capital City. What if we named a capital City? That way.
Cool. What should we call it, Capital City? What if people will know it's on a map if we give it a name?
Well, because you wouldn't be able to.
If we said Capital City,
there's no doubting it.
There's nowhere we could do it.
Nathan tracks her down at the school and gives an impassioned, "But what do you want?" speech as he gets closer and closer to her face. She says that she wants Lucas to win, and then we'll go from there. She tells Lucas that she wants to go with him to the convention and be by his side as he campaigns. Wow. Lucas says, I would love that, but is it what you want? And she says, we're going to take things one step at a time. Just take one step at a time. There's no need to run. Jordan Sparks, everybody. She goes to her place to pack, and Rosemary comes in to talk. She asks Elizabeth what's keeping her up. She says that she told Lucas she'd go on the campaign trail, leave Hope Valley. Would you mind? Because Lord knows I'm not taking my child with me. With no help. Would you mind if I left baby Jack here for the foreseeable future with you, someone who is a new mom and has a baby of your own?
That's right.
And Rosemary says, no problem. But what's really going on? What's really going on? And she finally admits that she's having second thoughts about the wedding. She thought that she made the right choice, but now her heart is getting louder and louder. So she goes to tell Lucas how she feels, but he's like, we gotta go. They go to get on the train, and he tells her that he thinks that he can really do this, that he can make a difference. And Elizabeth says that she can't go with him. He says, it's okay, I know it's happening fast. You can join me later. She says, no, I can't do this. You're destined for this life, but my life is here. He says, I'll stay. And she says, you can't. And Lucas says, there's something else, isn't there? And she admits that she's been trying to convince her heart of something that isn't there. He says that he could sense it, but didn't want to bring it up. She says that he deserves to be with somebody who will give him their whole heart. He wishes her all the happiness and hops on a train. And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 10, Episode 11, long time running.
We did it.
I love how Jax tries,
She
and
does
it's just
every
kind of
time.
like
It's
sound
so
in the
wonderful.
background.
You know what's so funny? It sounds to me like I'm exactly with
You're
you guys.
crushing
I'm
it.
like, nailing it again.
No, you're crushing it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break this episode down here on Deck the
Deck the
Hallmark.
Hallmark. Deck the Hallmark.
Dan was late and he's
Deck
here.
the Hallmark. Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Sometimes I have a loop. that
Yeah,
are in place when
it's
I don't
it's
wanna
like
speak.
really calming. It's we do have a sleep sounds like an app
Sleep
coming
Sounds
out
app. Yeah, where
Yeah.
I just say Deck the Hallmark.
over and over again.
Rig just says
That's going to be nice for the
Get to the
marathon.
chopper.
Rig just reads the Fitzy's menu.
Yeah.
Potatoes au gratin. They serve potatoes au gratin.
I gotta be
At
honest.
Fitzy's? I don't want any part of that.
Can we write this down? Because I don't hate that. I don't hate this idea. I don't hate this idea.
Accompaniments. Does he think Fitzy's is like a 5-star accompaniments?
Wow.
Calm down, Fitzy's. You're a dive bar.
No kidding.
Aperitifs.
You can't say that. Let's get to this. Let's talk about When Calls the Heart, Season 10, Episode 11. Long time. Sorry, Hardee's. I know you've come for this program and you want to hear what our thoughts are. Let's start with a hot take.
Bolognese reduction sauce.
See, Rig is a character that we have. He comes in. He owns.
He used to do the
he doesn't
spelling
own.
bee.
He doesn't own Fitzy's, but he kind of like runs it.
He
and
works there unofficially.
unofficially.
I feel like the Hardys know us by now. Though.
Mm,
They're
do
like,
they
oh
know?
yeah,
I
there's
always see the
Greg.
occasional comments. It's like, I try to listen, but the banter at the beginning is just crazy.
And honestly, more than fair. Like,
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
no, you're right.
No, it is a lot.
Let's get to it. Jax, what do you think of this episode?
Oh, whoa.
Long time running, long time coming.
Long time running, long time coming. Okay, what I will say is that individually, the scenes in this episode are beautifully acted and decently written. I think of it like I think of a scene study class. If I was watching all these scenes in a scene study class, I'd be like, this is great. I'm loving it. I am excited for where the characters are going. I'm loving the new direction for Lucas. I think it's going to be great for the show for season 11. But wow, what a freaking mess.
Yeah.
The way this
Thank
happened.
you.
Like, it is an absolute, I love you, Hallmark Channel. I love you, When Calls the Heart.
This is, I can't believe you're
it's
doing
And you
this.
especially love Brian
No,
Bird.
I mean,
Yeah.
And you do
Oh,
want
no,
it on the
I love
record.
Cravoy.
I love Brian Bird. I love Brian Bird. I love the whole team. And I do think ultimately this will absolutely be for the better. And I did enjoy this episode. But the way, and also I love Lindsay Sturman. Like I'm very invested at where the show is going, and I like the community feel. There's
You did
so many
your
things I
homework
like.
on the Stir this
Oh,
week.
oh yeah.
Yeah, we
The
got
Star,
some
I watched
texts.
her interview with the admins. I think she's incredible.
Who are the
I
admins?
think the admins for the When Calls the Heart group, they're a great group of women, true blue Hardys. I think they're a little bit more Team Lucas, so I'm interested to see.
They're Democrat
that shakes
Hardys?
out.
That's interesting.
Oh, a true blue.
Yeah.
But
Got it. Sometimes she,
you did an
she's so-
interesting, like,
just
a true blue Hardy.
yeah.
That
I'm a true blue heart.
okay. Well, we don't have to put it out there, but sure,
No,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think if anyone listens to me for 5 minutes, they could probably guess.
You don't know who
But,
any of us vote for, Jax.
I digress. But I think I'm so flabbergasted at the way it happened. So the way there was no lead up to this. It feels so disrespectful. It feels so out there. In a certain way, I'm like, okay, rip off the Band-Aid to get us where we wanted to go anyway. Okay, sure. But this episode left me feeling with a really bad taste in my mouth about the way that Elizabeth kind of handled
Yeah,
everything.
you think so? A little bit?
Yeah.
Un poquito?
Because
Yeah.
here's the thing, Jax, is they had an out in front of them. If they wanted like her to be done with Lucas and go with Nathan, the out was he's moving away. She doesn't want to. And they could have left it at that. But what they
100%.
ended up doing is this weird, like, I never loved you thing. Like,
Yeah.
I tried to convince my heart of something that wasn't there. Holy smokes. So you're telling me this whole time she hasn't like actually loved him at all? Like in the romantic sense?
Say that? Do we need to say that before he goes to campaign to save Hope Valley, which you say you love more than
That
anything?
you guys
else?
forced him to run for mayor so you could
Yeah.
save your town, and now you're going to tell him you don't love him because he's running. Is it governor or mayor, whatever it is?
I didn't mishear it, right? Like she legit says that
I've been
she's
trying
like
to
trying to
talk
convince
myself
my
in.
heart. Not just about the move, but about them, right?
Yes.
Oh, no, 100%. And the thing is, I think that there's something to be said at some points for total, complete transparency and honesty, but she's just come to that. So if a year from now he asks her, like, did you ever really love me? And she's already with Nathan and she's like, okay, no, like, here's the real deal. But you don't need to tell him all that right at this moment. You just need to be like, I can't do it, babe. Sorry. Good luck out there. Like the whole thing. Oh my God. I'm just sick over it. I'm sick over it.
But I think the thing, like, I'm happy that it finally happened. I didn't expect it to happen in this episode, to be honest with you. So it did take me aback before the sun rose. And I hadn't like been on any other groups. Like I didn't know. I just turned it on because, you know, I had to watch it for the show. And yeah, that was the thing. I just was like, am I hearing this correctly? Because the out is there. Her saying like, I don't want to uproot baby Jack's life and my life and go to Capital City.
But
and so
here's why that's not there, in my opinion.
Okay,
It's
go ahead.
Because if she says that, Lucas Bouchard doesn't get on the train. That character
Exactly.
doesn't get on the train. He immediately says, I'm not running for mayor. You're the love of my life. We've already done this. I love you more than anything else. I'm staying. And he tries that. And then she has to say the only thing she can say, which hasn't been true about her character for 4 years, but they decided was true overnight to appease the rowdier fan base. And that was, I never really loved you to begin with.
well, do you think that they could say that that's actually not true, but she said it because it was the only way to get him on the train? Like she knows that Lucas winning the governorship is the best thing for the people of Hope Valley. So I'm going to say anything that I have to, even though I do love him and I would love for in another world for this to happen. Do you think that is actually how she
lied
felt?
to him to get him on the train?
Correct.
Well,
like I'll
if
say anything I have to for the good
Did you
of
watch next week's?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I think you probably would think otherwise if you watched that episode, but I could be wrong.
like the clip for next episode.
Yes.
Can I ask you guys something? I don't know if it really fits in this segment, but I need to know. There's this
I believe in God.
narrative-
Yeah.
After this episode, I'm not sure.
Gotta sit all the time. We're all rocked to the core. No, I think there's this narrative that's being bandied about. And I know it's this thing that's like Lucas is destined for a greater stage. Okay, sure. But people are saying, you know, this is great. Lucas gets to follow his dream. I am taking a little bit of issue with that
Yes.
because I don't think he's actually following his dream. He's doing what is right for the
Correct.
town. It's bigger than him.
This whole Lucas is belongs on a bigger stage was not a narrative for him until midway through this year when someone kind of brought it up. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke, and that's what they used. You're correct.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it because it's just such a man. If I'm a Lucas, what do they call themselves?
Team Lucas?
No, it's
Lucas
like
Head?
Luca Beth
Lucabeth.
is the ship
if
name.
I'm
Luca Beth is dead now.
Yes.
Like that's gone.
R.I.P. Obviously.
like that's I need to scour the web and read those tweets because I don't see them as much as the Team Nathan folks. Probably just because of the circle in which
it's just
we are. Not anything to do with volume, but
definitely an
They're
algorithm
definitely
thing.
popping
Just
up
an
now. They're
algorithm
definitely
thing is
popping
all it is. Yeah.
but like that I would be more livid if I'm Luca Beth than the Team Nathan folks were when she finally made her choice. Like the what she says, I would be enraged.
Yeah.
So for 2 seasons, from when you made the decision to now, it's been 2 seasons.
Correct.
For 2 seasons, you've been trying to convince your heart?
Good grief.
Come on.
Yeah.
Sturman's going to stir.
Yeah.
Sturman's going to stir. You think that McNally's on the way out? Is that what you think? You think that he'll still be like...
he's going to do a limited... I think in my head, this allows him the ability to pop in for 2-3 episodes.
Because he'll win the governorship, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
He has to. Can't not. Well, let's get to the feels.
I never gave my hot take. Not once did I give it. Didn't give it. You
wanna
gave
hear
it.
your
I never
hot-
gave one.
Okay.
I wanna hear your hot take.
Dan,
I
we all were doing it.
I was.
That was like a collective.
It wasn't.
I thought it was like a collective.
I was pitching in.
I thought it was like a collective
No,
together
we
thing.
didn't.
Like we were all trying to do it
You know
together.
what I mean? Like
At the same time, like it was a fun. Like let's all jump in together. Like it's kind of like let's
do
all
it together.
share.
You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of a group thing.
You guys got to do individual things first.
Well, I never said here's my. It just kind of like happened organically.
Here's what I know. Is that I lost sleep over this. Which for me is a big deal. Did I lose a lot of sleep? No. But I did lose some sleep.
How much sleep do you think?
A little, probably a half an hour.
Okay.
I was laying in bed after this ended. And that brought me to a crossroads.
But how much of that was like the blue light?
It was none of it.
Okay.
I think it brought me to a crossroads, which is if I'm losing sleep over an episode of Wind Calls the Heart, I either need to quit my job or I need to give Lindsay Sturman some credit. One, because I've said a lot of mean things about this show and I would love to have her on the program. I think she'd be a fabulous guest and I'd love to pick her brain about this stuff and maybe ask her some questions she hasn't been asked before. But also that means that I cared enough and I was entertained enough for it to bother me. And so that is different for this show. It has never entertained me. The show has never been a show that has worked. And I don't think it worked this week. I think last week's episode, for the characters worked a lot better. I think this was an episode where, as we already have said, they had all season. They had 2-3 seasons. I realized last night when I was awake that Lucas and Nathan were actually in season 6. And I forgot about that.
They get introduced, yeah?
They've been on the show for 60 episodes. And they decided, yes.
Is that true?
5 seasons, unless one was less than 12 episodes. Maybe there was a 10 episode in there. But yes, they decided somewhere along the way, this new showrunner, Lindsay Sturman, or someone decided along the way that the show is better when there's a love triangle and that the more ardent fan base of this triangle was Team Nathan. And Team Nathan would argue that's who Elizabeth belongs with. I don't care. I think Elizabeth's terrible. I don't care. I think she is manipulative and holds the entire town hostage on her every whim. And I don't care. I think Erin Krakow does an amazing job, but Erin has to be getting scripts in her trailer going, they want me to do what? Like she has to. at this point. And she's just doing it because she's a pro. Juilliard trained pro. That's what she is. Just was manipulating tears last night. It was impressive. They've had
Lucas 56 episodes.
Yes.
Nathan 54.
Yeah, so basically 5 seasons.
Both more than Dr. Carson.
And they decided when this showrunner
Which is
took over
shocking because it felt like he
that
was.
they were going to 2 years, 1 year of introducing characters, 2 years of love triangle, 2 years of together.
That was an interesting emphasis.
Yes.
Love triangle.
Love triangle. 2 years of together, then it was time to reverse course. And here's the thing, and I said this I think once earlier this season, but like true love and commitment doesn't mean a lot on television, but it is the ultimate capital in When Calls the Heart. Betrothal, commitment, like engagement, those things don't get broken up on When Calls the Heart. In Hope Valley, the spirit of Hope Valley is one where that is the highest possible capital to trade. Mm-hmm. You cannot dispose of that capital. You can make fun of everything else about this show, but people are genuine, they're true, and their love is a stronghold that lasts forever. Mm-hmm. And what you did was you took the only capital that this show had left. The only thing that I could not make fun of about this show is when people love each other, they love each other forever, unconditionally, and steadfastly. Period. You took the one piece of capital this show had left after 10 insufferable years on the air, and you just chucked it down the drain in order to make a fan base happy. And you know what? Congratulations. It was entertaining. Can't believe you did it. Can't believe you went there. Can't believe you did it as sloppily and as messy and as manipulative as you did it. But it was an absolute wonder to behold. To take the one substance that you had ultimate integrity on, the one thing that you could say, love endures forever on this show, and you could trash it. That's impressive. And you know what? If season 11 is her hemming and hawing on if she's going to go back to Lucas when he loses the election, then I will maybe say this is the sneaky greatest show of all time. Because if she goes back to Nathan and then there's a season 11 that's just boring, I don't know what you think you're accomplishing here. But you know what? You needed ratings. You needed to mix it up, and you did it. And you did it by trading in the one chip you had left. Impressive. And that was what kept me up at night. What I realized is I couldn't believe that this show that was so chaste and so honest about this issue of love, the one thing that they would never ever exchange, they did. They exchanged it in order for clicks. They did it. They exchanged it for clicks. And I was like, I couldn't tell if I was proud or embarrassed or just sad. But they did it, and it kept me up at night. So congratulations, When Calls.
It's time for all the feels.
That was beautiful. It actually made me feel impassioned. But I felt like Brandon and I were looking at each other and getting nervous.
What do you?
Or were you not looking at me, Brandon?
What do you mean? When?
I thought you were just like, oh, he's really going for it. I'm nervous. Or
just now? Yeah. Just when Dan was doing his thing? No, I just kind of got a little bit bored.
Yeah,
in the middle of that.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Well, because I felt like we had all done it. I felt like we had all given. I thought we were all there together.
When you always go last like I do, that I think I get how you would feel that sometimes.
It's time for all the feels. It's where you wonder what could have been. Nope, it's where you give feels. Jax, go ahead.
I actually had a ton of feels. I'll try and rattle them off quickly. I know this will be one of your feels too, you guys. Gowan and the Baby,
oh my gosh.
Thing of Beauty.
Yep.
So great.
Okay, let's just put it real quick. Percentage chance that we get Elizabeth and Gowan next season. A percentage.
0.
Is there any chance?
0.
5%.
5%.
If when we started before the season started, if I told you that by the end of the season she's gonna break up with Lucas,
I said it first episode.
After you saw the episode, after you saw what they were doing, but before you saw the episode, would you have thought it?
I would have said no. I would have said no.
Yeah. So
if you had told me there's a new showrunner, I would have said there was a 5% chance.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be That would be something else. That that the tension there with Gowan and her. That I mean the.
Yeah.
I love Hickam and May. Like Dan. I heard you saying you were a little bit
Oh
bored,
my
but when he was
gosh,
in the
did
whole
we
thing,
need that?
I was like, books, books, books. I thought he was so adorable. Look, the scene with Nathan and Elizabeth was hot and popping. Kevin McGarry
I gotta be
is
honest.
doing the darn thing. It was, guys. It was
If that
great.
if
You
that
didn't like it?
conversation happened in the rain, it would have been game over. See, scene of the year. Can you imagine?
Over. Or she's like in her corset. Everything is her heaving bosom. It's all happening. Like there's no way.
And I do want to. I didn't say that. I do want it on the record. I did. That was Jack's.
Yes.
I thought that's what you were
I was just
insinuating. Like rain.
You actually did text me something about a heaving bosom. I didn't want to bring it up, but since the words were identical, it would be weird for me not to,
No, and that's
to
fair.
bring it up.
I did that. I did that myself.
And then of course, Lucas and Elizabeth parting ways definitely hit me in the feels. I thought it was incredibly well acted. So many good acting moments in this episode. Pascal Hutton, I thought she absolutely killed it in the scene with Aaron Krakow with the light on. When Elizabeth says, I like that you know that my light's on, and I think this was a beautifully restrained performance by Papa.
That's a nickname you have for her, is Papa.
Pascal, she was so good in this scene. They both acted it so beautifully. I think I'm just going to say my last feel, which was an angry feel, was when Elizabeth got upset with Lucas for maybe saying that they might move into the governor's mansion when she has strong-armed him into
That's
running.
right.
And the whole town has. And look, I understand they need to discuss these things as a couple, but he said, and I thought his response to her was very vulnerable and honest. He said, I was nervous. And I did not think that was him overstepping. I think that that's Elizabeth, like you were saying, Dan, just like looking for every excuse to try and be manipulative and pass the buck and not take accountability. That she wants to be with Nathan, which is okay and great, but she doesn't want to take accountability for it.
I just want to put this on the record. I have sat in my living room with my light on late at night more times than I can count.
Stop
And
it. Stop it.
Dan has
Never
not
comes over.
once come and checked on me.
Likewise. Not once.
Don't turn this on me.
Has Brand come and
Don't
checked
turn this
me.
on me.
Not once.
Are you guys doing okay that you're both sitting up late tonight with
No,
your
Dan's
life?
always asleep by like 9:30.
That's true. I go to I stay up 2 nights a week. It's usually to watch a football game or go to a movie, and then the other nights of the week I'm in bed not before 10.
And just once I want you to just be like, before I go hit the hay, is his light on?
I don't have time for that.
Okay, fair.
And especially when you're going to talk about heaving bosoms, like just take it yourself.
I finally, 10 seasons in, I finally got a Lee and Rosemary feels. And for some reason, the scene of the two of them
On the
both on the phone
Getting
with the
leaks.
rain moving it
Yes.
around was a fantastic scene. They acted the heck out of it, and I just thought it was great. Maybe that's why I wanted it to be in the rain. It was clearly there was quite the storm outside, but I just thought that those two crushed that scene, and I was like, I get it. That's granted they weren't talking to each other, but they were.
It was one of their better scenes.
It was
together.
great. I really liked it. Dan?
Sheila said, I thought Bran was the early bedtime boy. And I want to make a clarification. Bran doesn't ever want to stay up past midnight. I will do that twice a week and then go to bed super early. Bran would rather go to bed 10:30, 11 every night.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. That's
but I
the
am.
difference.
I
Yes.
will say. In Dan's defense, my living room light is I watch TV at night in my bed upstairs,
And I'm not going to be like, hey, your bedroom light was on,
right? Because
which
then
I can see from my backyard.
Right. You don't need. Yeah. But I'm in bed every night by 7:30. But
Yeah, you got a problem.
but I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, you guys covered the feels really well. The two Rosemary scenes, the Rosemary and Lee scene with the on the phone with all the leaks in the roof, and then the Rosemary and Elizabeth scene are both dynamite, well acted. And I love your hot take, Jax. Maybe my favorite Jax hot take of all time this episode in any capacity. These scenes individually as teaching scenes for acting are all Like whatever Lindsey Sturman is doing, and I've given a hard time about the direction the show has taken from an integrity standpoint, and I get that. If you want to be mad at me, that's fine. But the show they're making, the actual filmmaking perspective and acting that they're getting is a step up. It is a step up from what we've seen, for sure. Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we will do just a little wait what.
Yep, maybe.
And what's calling my heart here on Dead Dahmer. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about Wing Calls the Heart, a show that I'm sure you're watching on Philo, just like you're watching this episode.
That's
But
right.
if you're not, what are you doing?
What are you
Sign
waiting
up.
for?
Philo.tv/DTH.
DVR?
Get watch the finale with us, and then DVR all the Christmas movies. It's perfect. Philo.tv/DTH. Let's get to the wait what. It is where we talk about what in this episode made us go wait what, and I'll start with you, Jax.
So I like him. I know that's not a popular opinion on the show, but Robert, I don't want him to kick rocks or anything. But I was surprised that they brought him back or felt the need to bring him back for what felt like, okay, we can have someone else deliver that
was
information.
weird.
It was a weird scene for him to show up for when he's been gone for, I don't know, years.
It felt strange. I think the other one that Bran alluded to in his very well-written summary was, I thought that Lucas was already running and then he wasn't running, but then he was running.
They literally wait till episode 11 to announce he's running for governor. Literally. The same episode in which Elizabeth decides to say she never really loved him.
He's running spin is what he's doing at the beginning of this episode. He's like running the spin.
Yeah.
Ring. And like, I'm sorry for not knowing.
He's also calling and campaigning for the other guy.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Collecting money for
Isn't
the other
that
guy.
convenient?
Yeah.
The other guy dropped out.
Yeah, and that's tough. Well, it's blood money. I guarantee you, they bought him out. I have a couple. So, who's Emily?
Oh, she's delightful. Grayson Shania plays it, and she gives.
Oh, got the money.
She gives Elizabeth the card.
She gives the card, and that makes me. It gives me to my. Here's my wait what. Emily is simultaneously too old to be making cards, but also really good at cards. And it's a weird thing because I was like, she's too old to be making cards like that, but she's really good at cards. So that's the tension. It's like when you realize, yeah, I can go out on the basketball court and school like 5-year-olds any day of the week because I'm too old, but also I'm really good at it. And so like maybe I should keep doing that. Maybe I should kind of keep beating the kids at basketball. I don't know. She was very good at that. That card popped out. No one else thought she was too old?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Didn't even cross my mind.
She's such a beautiful, sweet actress. I just think she seems, guys, no, not in a weird way. We interviewed her in the bubbly session. She was so nice. So
What's the bubbly
That
session?
wasn't anything weird.
What is this? What is that?
There are no episodes
Doesn't
available
take long for Jackson to
anymore.
mention
So
the bubbly session. She
doesn't-
always finds a way to bring it up.
She always brings it up.
it's just a part
That's
of who
right.
I am,
Yeah, Jacklyn Collier of the bubbly sesh.
My only other one is I talked about it a little bit during the synopsis, but the tourist guy, Hot Springs boy,
That was working for the
that
governor.
was working for the governor in a week has gone from working for the governor to working for the opponent's party. Like he's like a higher up. He's like, hey, I just heard from the higher ups and they want you to run. What? Can you imagine somebody who is like running the campaign for somebody who's running for president and within a week is now working for the other person. Like you need some time to like make sure you can trust the person.
Yeah.
Like, is this like an inside job? What's going on here? But no, he's like,
he just decided to hire one guy for 3 roles.
yeah, yes, yeah. He was really good. He's great. So he's like, let's just give him everything.
That's right.
Everything that we didn't know who we were gonna have say it. Like, let's give it to that guy. Let's go to the Hot Springs guy.
The Hot Springs guy.
Go to the Hot Springs guy. Dan.
All right, real quick pop quiz. Lucas is running for governor of
Canada.
Oh, yeah.
What's he running for governor of?
I'm not sure.
Guys, you can't make this crap up. I get you're doing a show and you're just trying to do things, but if him running for governor is a big deal, I need to know what he's running for governor of, because the way I understand Canadian government is they don't have governors of provinces.
Yeah.
And he's running for governor of a place big enough to where Capital City, to be named later, is an 18 to 20 hour train ride away. 18 to 20
Dude, he's
train hour ride.
He's running for governor of Canada.
The world? Guys.
Of the North.
The problem you have is that the thing he's running for him to have a chance to win in 3 weeks has to be small enough to where he can still live in Hope Valley. But he can't live in Hope Valley because then Elizabeth can't tell him that she doesn't love him anymore. And so now he's running for governor of a place so big, it takes him 20 hours to get there by train. Get out of here. Stop it.
Yes.
Just stop it. Absolutely not. Rosemary and Elizabeth are startled by a bottle of champagne that they A, know is being opened, and B, is being opened well over 12 feet away from them. They know it's happening. They see it out.
It's always exciting, though.
Oh,
it's always exciting.
What is it?
That was so bizarre.
It was real bad. And
I didn't notice Rosemary being startled by it. I thought I noticed Elizabeth, and it was more like, I hate that we're celebrating this. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is
it was a weird bit.
Why?
It was a weird bit. Rosemary pops in for a heart-to-heart with Elizabeth and says, I thought I saw your light on. You mean every light imaginable? Candles, random light bulbs, etc.? This is why our ice caps are melting. Elizabeth lives by herself with one child she never sees and has on 10 lights. She may as well have a help me sign out front. She doesn't have a candle by the window. She's running Edison out of town.
Yeah.
She's got every light imaginable on.
She's just passive aggressive.
I thought I saw your light on.
Hopefully someone notices me.
They saw your light.
Hopefully someone comes by.
Don't make me put another light on. They saw your light from Capital City, and that's 20 hours away by train. Jiminy Christmas. Why would anyone ask a prospective candidate for governor if he plans to live in the governor's mansion? Why? Why in the world would you?
Here's a quick one for you.
Hey, I know we got a bunch of people here, and you're running for office.
Hey, Joe, I know you love riding the train. It's notorious. You gonna live in the White House?
Are you going to live in the White House? It's the dumbest question. Like, you would never, the only reason they asked that is to establish the crisis. There is no world where any member of the media, Buxton, Beagle, or otherwise, would ever ask that question. It's a bad question.
I wish we had a Beagle.
Oh, man, or a Bugle. Either way.
A Bugle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I can only, after Lucas agrees to run for governor, and then he leaves, and then the same people that make him run for governor start kicking themselves because now he's leaving and wish that they hadn't have done that. I have now come to the conclusion the people who live in Hope Valley are the dumbest people on the planet. You can't have it both ways. You either save your town or he stays in town. That is the crux of the problem.
Yeah, but he's really nice. So it's like the graduation song. Yeah. Like, you know, like as we go on.
Vitamin C, everybody.
Remember.
Yeah.
All the times we had at the saloon. You know the song.
I thought you were going to join
No,
in.
I wasn't, because I didn't know where Brain was going. And
you
also,
hate vitamin C.
I do. I'm not a...
Was it any of your graduation songs? It was mine.
Yeah,
No.
my graduation songs were Here's to the Night by Eve 6 and I Hope You Dance. the country song.
I hope you.
you dance.
And Time of Your Life. Good Riddance by
Mine was
Green
Good
Day.
Riddance as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah, classic. Absolute classic.
They let you have Green Day at the old Christian school, huh?
That's right. Well, they when the seniors did all their talents and stuff, they didn't sing that one. They sang "I Hope You Dance," of course.
I hope you dance.
Yeah. It's a country classic, man.
It's a classic.
And then lastly, someone says, a governor's running unopposed. What kind of democracy is it if somebody can run unopposed? A normal one. A normal one is what that is. That happens. Unfortunately, it happens regularly.
To be clear, he wasn't running unopposed.
No, he wasn't.
He was running posed for a long time.
He was running opposed. You dummy. Dang it. You take the un off.
I would have gotten it if you gave me the time. I felt pressured. So I went with posed.
He's running posed.
I thought it was charming.
He's running posed.
He's running posed.
So
you can get that steak au poivre, Oscar. You can get crab stuffed lobster with your steak if you'd like it. There's a nice béarnaise sauce.
And this is Fitzy's.
Apparently it is, which is wild to me.
I've been there.
I have too. There's a urinal on one of the walls.
With a sign that just says "Don't miss."
That's right. That's all it says. And then there's a butts out sign right next to it. It's crazy.
Wild.
It's unbelievable.
It's a wild place. It's time
Steak
for.
au poivre.
Did you go? You did.
I did.
Now
You're
I'm
going to leave me out again. I'll tell you that.
Now it's time for Hopes and Valleys. This is where we talk about the things that are giving us hope for the future and or bumming us out. Jax.
I mean, I'm very hopeful. I think we got through what will hopefully, God willing, be the sloppiest episode. And I really am excited to eventually see what romance and flirtation and true love blossoms between Nathan and Elizabeth. And Lucas's line of, when she says, the deserving line or whatever, to be with someone. And he says, we both do. Now, I hate that he said that they're already like thinking about being with other people after they've just broken up a relationship. But
I mean, he's hitting the road, Jax. Things are going to get crazy.
And Fiona's wearing pants and she's supporting
Lucas,
the
Fiona?
campaign.
Show's going to have to be TV 14 if that happens. Good
guys,
grief.
I'm shipping Lucas and Fiona. I'm shooting. Put the past down.
Shoopy, hang on. I'm going to shoot him too.
I like that more than ship, to be honest with you.
I'm going to shoot him.
I'm going to shoot him.
I'm gonna shoot it. Dan, you know how you said, and I know that it means a lot more coming from you, that this kept you up, but I woke up 3 times during the night and I was in the middle of like a long dream about them breaking up. And it's all good going ahead, but I feel rattled in this episode, and I'm glad that we're gonna see what happens in the finale. I'm hoping that it's a little bit cleaner.
I have a hope. It is, if you recall, the last what episode was it? I think it was episode 9 ended with a certain Gowan telling Elizabeth, hey, you got to spend some time figuring out what that reaction was all about. And she was like, it's nothing. It's nothing. If she doesn't apologize to that man,
oh my gosh,
mm-hmm.
and then like give him a kiss, like what are we even doing here? Are we just gonna act like that didn't happen? That she didn't just be like, Gowan tried to, for the first time ever, because he doesn't give advice without being asked. For the first time ever, he gives advice. And then it's just like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Rah. They better have a scene next episode. They better. And it better lead to next season's storyline. Wink, wink. Dan?
My Valley, and it's kind of a hope too, weirdly enough. I don't know how it's both. I think they're going to have Lucas lose the election somehow.
No.
Would you really?
And because in my head, it makes perfect sense. He wins the election. He has to pop by for 3 episodes. Nobody cares. He goes on his merry way. He doesn't film a full season. He goes up there for a few days of shooting. He can do whatever he wants now. He doesn't have to be on the show. And I think, everybody's happy. But weirdly enough, if he loses the election, things become...
The tension next season is thick.
it becomes
Is he hanging around?
yeah.
I hope he dance.
I think it becomes just an absolute cluster, and I'm fascinated by what that looks like moving forward. And we won't get any of those answers next episode. Maybe the answer to the election, but that's it.
Will Elizabeth and Nathan end this season with a kiss?
This season.
Okay, I don't think so, but the whole that when they say be safe to each other, it means I love you. Thank you, Team Nathan, for letting me know that. I think there's going to be a moment like that where you're just going to really know that they're in it to win it.
Even though they've lost all scruples, I don't think they have the gall to have Nathan and Elizabeth kiss in the last episode. That would be bold.
Is the be safe thing just them? Because I say be safe to people all the time, and I'm worried that
it's a thing that those two do.
I thought it meant like something that I didn't know it meant. Like
I love that Bran is thinking that
I'm telling people all the time I love you, like passionately.
That's right.
Be safe.
No, it's apparently what they say to each other. Instead
I want to be clear. You should never be saying be safe like you just said it. I don't really care the context or what it really means.
Be safe.
Yeah, you never. Yeah,
be safe.
You save that for
It
inside your house, light on or no. I don't want any part of that.
Next time you see the light turn off, text me. Just be safe.
Oh man,
sorry, Hardee's.
We're doing it.
Dan.
I already just did. I did mine.
Okay.
So it's like you're not even hosting.
I tried not to.
My heart. Send an email hello@deckthehallmark.com.
We only got one more left after this.
What's calling your heart? This is from Sydney Hornbuckle, who has, I believe, sent us an email before years ago. This is from August 26, 2023.
Wow, we're here.
But I think that was after the season started, and I said this was maybe after my hot take of Nathan and Elizabeth.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, y'all, it's been 2 years since the last time I sent in a What's Calling My Heart.
Well, you're right.
And I am now 18. I can't believe y'all are watching this show because after Elizabeth picked Lucas, I definitely am not. But I still love listening to y'all's recap. What's calling my heart is Dan's campaigning for Team Nathan. Let me tell you about it. Once upon a time, there was a boy. Oh, my goodness. Did you pick this one out for this very reason? It was next to the list?
Line.
Wow. Once upon a time, there was a boy. He was alone in this world. His daddy went down fighting in Nam, and his mama left to be with her first true love, the circus. Poor boy didn't have a penny to his name. He wandered the streets of Poughkeepsie in search of his true meaning in life. His clothes were ragged and torn. His hair hadn't been cut in months. People would pass him and say, "Look, there it goes." And away it went. One day it came across a fountain. Some called it the Fountain of Youth. Others said it was nothing more than a wishing well. But it could sense there was something special about this fountain, almost enchanting even. He walked up and placed his hand on the base of the fountain, and out came something that he could only describe as a peaceful ghost-like figure. He said to him, "Master it. For all of the suffering and loss you have endured, I will grant you riches beyond your greatest imagination.
Master it?
And I will take your name and write it in all the records of the world, so you shall never be forgotten." He was baffled and amazed that the day had come for him to no longer live a life of misery. And that is all I can tell you about it. I have no idea. I have no idea what just happened.
Are we doing a bit? And what was that specific line? And he said, "Master it."
I have no idea. I have no idea what.
I thought it was a.
I thought we were going to go towards Team Nathan there, Sydney. You're going to have to send me a follow up and just.
It was a beautiful and creative writing exercise.
Nicely done. Yeah, I don't know what just happened though. I got
can you like copy and paste it? What
I can, but we can go ahead and.
But what was it? Master it.
It went from Team Nathan, and then all.
Did she sudden, Did she accidentally like paste a project like a school?
Oh, maybe it was like talk to text.
You think it was talk to text? What happens when you Google that?
Yeah.
Anything?
I got nothing.
Man.
Well, guys, we have a mystery on our hands.
Let's sleuth it. real good. All right,
I would love to solve crime with you.
Sunday,
Oh, that'd be fun.
9 p.m. Watch the episode with us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then we'll be back with a season finale.
Yeah, we will.
Until then, be safe, everybody.
Oh, you. Yeah. Until also, Merry
Christmas.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.